good about this
one. I'll be optimistic. I'm living through you.
Do that. I just gotta find a YouTube page again. Just tell me where we on. I gotta find it. Okay, got you.
We Gucci. We back. Hopefully,
man,
this works.
We back for the second time. I'm like I said, I'm feeling optimistic about this one, man.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? You right.
You know what the bright side of this is? Gives me no. Let's see, I'm fucking up already. Oop, my bad. So it gives me an opportunity to run back through the intro already. I'm gonna craft us a great intro. Just watch. It's gonna be dope. But real quick, just to make sure I got the tab open. All right, bam. We're doing great.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yep. Everybody, it's like a half day go home. But listen, welcome to UnQuantized Podcast, a podcast for producers by producers, where we give production tips, tell industry and studio stories, and help you make the best music you've ever made while getting the sales and placements that you deserve. I'm your host, Young Sound Oracle, and this is your other host, this fellow over here, Young Trizza. What is the
Esquire, the third. Man, I've been in the cave cooking up, man. Just not eating and making beats. And if I could grow a beard to more extreme, I probably would have like the you know what I mean, the Castaway. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll be right there. So that's really what I've been on, bro. Just not doing anything else besides making a bajillion beats.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bro, that is a bit dangerous if not planned for. And I'm saying that like from the experience, because I'm going through the exact same thing with sound design. You know, being stuck in the cave, you don't want to do nothing else but this one thing. Like you said, you just keep getting better and better ideas. You're doing it all day. But the downside to it is if it's not planned, at least for me, after like 3 days, I start to be like, am I neglecting life? And then it kind of is in the back of my mind, like everything else that should be done. So it's like the gift and the curse, because when you're on the street, you're not going to stop.
Yeah. You just do like me, be irresponsible and ignore all the other ones for the time being. Focus only on the music.
So I've been doing it right this time.
Yeah, okay. That's how you get the hit. You just gotta fully focus on the hit. You know what I'm saying? Forget responsibilities, okay? You know what I mean? The dog can feed itself. No,
facts. The dog can feed itself.
They do have those things, huh? I don't have pets, dog. I don't want no more responsibility, but I do like dogs.
Dogs are cool with me.
Oh yeah, I love dogs.
I like dogs, but sometimes that schedule, bro. I had a great dog, but that schedule got a little funky. I was like, you know what? You need a forever home.
Especially when you're doing those studio hours, you got to have somebody to help you with the dog. You know what I mean? Because you can't be running around with studio hours with the dog. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna line up. The dog gonna be looking at you pissed. Like, come on, bro. Come on, dog.
I didn't know. I had no dog experience. And one New Year's Eve, my wife woke up like, let's get a dog. Long time ago. And I'm like, no, but we ended up getting a dog that day. But as soon as we got home, fed the dog, put it in whatever we bought that day to put the dog in, and then went to a New Year's Eve party. I was like, fam, we don't know.
This ain't for us.
No, but after a while though, it became awesome for me. I became a dog lover / trainer and all that. My wife was like, "You're a dog now, pimp."
Oh yeah, you handle that. Oh yeah, I went through the same thing.
Yeah, nobody trying to do that.
Who we got in the chat? We got Young. JJ, is it JJ1?
Let's say that.
Jijin?
Yo. What up?
I'm over here trying to think all the ways to pronounce Jijin.
Hey, just turn the J into a Y, and now you got other options going on. That's what you do. Yin yang? Jing yang? Bro. I got something. As a producer, every producer has been through this. When you get service done to your home. So yesterday, stepped up the security a little bit, got a couple more cameras added, got the system upgraded, all that good stuff, right? So naturally, when you do stuff like that, technicians are involved and they come to your crib, right? You know the usual things the technicians say, but there are two. I boiled it down to two types of technicians that come to your home. The first one is the dude that walks into your studio and says, "Whoa, man, you DJ?"
That's the one that don't really know. That's what it is.
Yeah. So you DJ? I'm like, fam, it's almost everything in here but DJ equipment. I'm like, so you DJ, and that's a funny one. That's the most common one. But the second one I've had a few times now, and this is the mind blow. The dude that comes in and say something like, "Fam, this whole setup is describing my life. What you got the MPC over there, you got the Ableton, you got the blah blah blah, you got all that stuff." And this one I get hyped like, "Oh, what are you? You a producer?" "Nah, I used to break dance." Fam, install the thing.
Take your 5 pillars and take them over there.
Nah, my cousin used to do graffiti though. I went with him twice. It was exhilarating. That's like, bro, get up out of here. But yeah, I know you've had that. You've had that experience.
I be getting the dude who's like, "Oh, where I rap," and then I hit Oracle the other day. So DHL was delivering a package, bro, and the dude was like, "Yo," I answered the door. He's like, "Yo, you look familiar." I'm like, and I start freaking out. And he's like, "You do music?" I was like, yeah. He's like, "Oh, okay." And then he just walks off. Bro, it freaked me out because he was at my house though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm sure he's probably cool, but it was just so weird. That was like one of the few, I mean, it's happened, people know us from the podcast, but it's like we're at NAMM or somewhere where it's like very producer centralized, you know what I mean?
But
you showed up in my crib, I'm like, this is kind of uncomfortable. This is weird. But you know,
not at my crib, fam.
Yeah, I ain't like that. I ain't gonna front. But hopefully, he's a podcast listener. And he's cool, and you know, I hope you forgot where I stay.
Hey, man, you look familiar. You know Stephanie? No. Nah, I'm kind of good on that. I'm good on that.
I was gonna say, bro, you know, a feeling that is a great feeling that only like producers will understand is when you make a beat and then you forget how it sounds and then you play it back and it's more jamming than what you remembered it. Oh man, that's such a great feeling, bro. That
is the best feeling. I'm not gonna lie. As a producer, that is the best feeling.
Bro.
You ever played the game where you wake up and you know you made something last night and you try to hurry up and play it before you remember what it sounds like?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. No,
I do that all the time.
Yeah, no, that's what I've been on, bro. I've been like, I make something and then I'll like play it in the morning. I'm like surprising myself, like, "Hey, you did that, son. What you want, bro?"
Right. What you eat last night? Spaghetti? You gotta eat that again tonight, son.
You was eating your Wheaties, son. You was killing it. Yeah, that's bro. Right. Yeah, so it's weird how it's like it's such a specific feeling, but it's like every time I'm like, man,
that is one of those producer specific feelings. Mm-hmm. I wonder if I guess other professions have that. You can only have this feeling if you're in this profession type of thing.
That is true. Like, man, I killed this edit on Photoshop.
Facts. Like, yo, did you that cake? Oh, the icing. I killed the icing. Young Prentice in the building. Young DL in the building. Bro? What it do?
DL, what up, bro? You know Jigga.
Facts.
Did you see that? Well, I reposted a story, but Producer Grind, I believe, posted originally, and they're talking about how people in your family be making the wildest suggestions. Like, "Oh yeah, go make a song with Drake." I was like, bruh, that is my life story. It's like,
yeah, bro.
I have a cousin called me, "Yo, I was thinking if you put Jay-Z and you put Drake on a song with your beats, it'd be crazy." I'm like, dog, you think if I could do that, I wouldn't have done that already? Probably 10 times. If I could.
Exactly. Yeah, just call them, man. Wait, or the same question, but it's preface. It starts with, "Why haven't you done anything with?"
Oh yeah, I hate that one.
Why'd you ever do that with Shania Twain?
No, it's hard out here, dog.
Fam, how do you think this works?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, let me call him up. It's like, oh yeah, this got everybody's number.
Yeah. Or the you got it people. Oh, what y'all talking about over there? Oh, Ferrari, he got that yo-yo bag money over there. He got it. Come on.
He got it.
Man, you got it.
Hey.
We ain't got to split it. He got it.
Hey. No, he good. He goes to the store. He paid for it.
Didn't you do a song that barely made it to the Billboard Top 500 16 years ago? Man, you got that. You got that, Brad.
They don't care. They don't understand how royalties work at all. You could have had a hit at any point. If you had a hit at any point in your life, or anybody famous on your music, you got it. You rich.
Yo, one placement, that's all it takes, bro.
That's all it takes. Family reunions is different.
That's a fact, like, bro. You know my placement was with your cousin, right? Like, how do you think I got it?
JJ1 says when they try to set you up with other cousin that does music, but it's a completely different genre. Ooh.
Where? Come on, air horn, don't fail me. Oh,
that is a tough one. Not even the genre. What if they trash? And then you got the family obligation that you got to be nice because you know you're gonna run into them again. But then also you ain't trying to waste your time. You know what I mean? It's tough. It gets tricky.
Man, listen. Shout out to my aunt. I love my aunt. She's like a mother to me. I love her, but damn it, every time. I want you to talk to your cousin Kevin. Who? Or your cousin Jared? Who the hell is Jared? Jared played a jazz bass down at the Smithsonian before it opened up. What am I supposed to do with Jared? I think y'all could just do something together. Like, have you met me? Have you ever listened to anything I've done? Ever?
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah. But she does tell me about people in my family that are musically inclined I did not know. I have like a concert violinist cousin I didn't know about, like some crazy jazz pianist bass cousin I didn't know about. I'm like, that's fire. But no.
See, my dad be still handing out like my phone number. Like someone said they know me, he be like, "Oh yeah, just call." I'm like, "Stop doing that." Somebody said they did music and they knew me, and he saw him at the gas station or something. I was like, "Yo, I'm getting texts." I'm like, "Who is this texting me, bro? Why? Who is this, bro? I ain't talked to this dude since high school, bro." He's like, "Oh yeah, I saw your dad. He just gave me a number." I'm like, "Don't do that, please. Please don't do that."
I don't play that. I tell my family member, like, yo, call them back and tell them you made a mistake. Bro, tell them you made a mistake.
Hit them on Instagram.
Facts, because I'm not. Oh, she'll do that too. Oh, just DM them. Yeah, all right. You setting people up left and right, left and right. You don't care about them. I'm not the mean one. You're the mean one. You know that.
That's funny. So,
family ties.
Ice Cold Beverage says, "Peace, family. What are your favorite albums from 2021 from a production standpoint?" Oh, that's a good one.
Off the rip, for me, Baby King.
That's my first one.
Man, for sure. I gravitated towards that album like crazy. Mm-hmm. Magic. I like Magic. Nas Magic. That was dope. And I'm talking strictly production standpoint. I mean, it was dope all the way around, but from production standpoint, it was fire. More fire than both King's diseases. And I don't know. I'm here to hotly debate that topic with anyone that wants to debate it. But Magic was better than both KDs. What else came out last year that was like crazy?
Tyler the Creator joint, production-wise, was crazy.
100%. Yeah, his joint was insane.
Yeah, he went stupid on that.
Donda.
Yeah, I like the. It's weird because I like Donda. It's just so.
I'm talking production-wise.
Yeah, it's just so depressing, bro. It's hard for me to listen to it, but it's just like the idea of it is good. I'm trying to think what else.
Yeah,
Baby King for me is
but
really
that joint was put together so massively. Yeah. I'll always say it's like if you don't like sushi, but you can't deny it. Like that's the best sushi in the world, even though you don't eat sushi.
That's real. Oddly specific, but real.
Yeah, is it wrong that I think of analogies on there?
No, that's pretty much. I think that's why we get along because that's pretty much how I think. It's like.
OG Bobby Johnson 85. He says King's Disease 2 is dope AF. That's a fact. King's Disease 2 was better than 1. However, King's Disease 2 suffered from its own disease, which was starting off weak with the first 4 songs, give or take 1 song. It was a very slow start to KD2, whereas Magic was pretty consistent all the way through. But once KD2 got going, it was fire. Once it hit Store Run, which is my favorite joint on there, then it got going.
Thanks. We'll see Isaiah Rashad. Yeah, he got some joints. I still ain't heard the album, but he had a record. I could see the video in my head, but that record is tough. He's dope. I gotta check it out then.
Thanks. Yep. Jasmine Sullivan, Hotels.
Oh, that's a good
100%. And for some, I can't say why, but that is very triggering that you even said that, bro. that album is triggering for me.
I feel like my car gonna get keyed at any moment. I'm nervous.
It's triggering for me for reasons I can't even talk about.
Like, I don't even be doing nothing. I'm still nervous.
Facts. Magic is the best Nas project since Life is Good. 100%.
Is Magic even the new one?
Yep, it's the one that came out like right at Christmas Day, or right before Christmas Day, or something like that.
Yeah, I still ain't really heard it. I heard it like a couple of drinks, but I ain't really sat with it.
And you know, it ain't your cup of tea.
I'm trying though, bro. I sat and listened to Griselda for a while yesterday. I'm trying to expand my palette.
Oh, you went straight to the hard drugs. You ain't even like try to start light.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because I was like, I'm gonna start making some beats like that because nobody thinks I make beats like that, even though that's really what I started doing. But I don't know. I just get so not bored, but I be wanting to add so much. The energy is so like I got to be in a mood to make those kind of beats. I know it sounds crazy, but it's like that tempo. I'm such a weird person about tempo. Like if I'm in a good mood, I want everything up tempo. That kind of vibe is what I'm producing, and it's like I try not to be in these super depressing moods. So I try not to make beats like that because I feel like that's where it lends me to. And them the Griselda joints, boy.
Yeah, they are kind of dark and they are kind of not. They're kind of melancholy. That's how I'm surprised you went that far ahead with it. You went into they almost like hardcore emo.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Street emo.
Just mad ad-libs yelling at you over a break beat. You're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Why is he imitating a machine gun?
Facts. So I guess you feel the same about like what about Hit Boy stuff?
Oh, I'm a Hit Boy fan. Huge Hit Boy
to
fan.
Me, that's the perfect balance right there. It's hip hop based, it's very boom bap, but it's modern. That's the type of hip hop that I like. Of course, I respect into and am a student of like, back in the day hip hop and all that good stuff. But preferred hip hop for me is that Hit Boy level. If I want to go boom bap, anything else, I'm just no inspiration from boom bap. It's from other people. But when it's boom bap time, recently more like the modern meets the classic collaboration.
Let's see. How did Faith Evans come up with the money to pay for her divorce? Her debut album was 20 years ago. My bad, I'm tripping. Faith Evans, I'm sure, has a bag, bro.
Listen, man, you put out an album before, you got it.
Faith Evans. It's okay. 20 years ago, it's different when you have hits, right? If you're Faith Evans still has records playing on the radio right now, consistently. You know what I'm saying? Classic.
Also, people discount writing. She wrote for people
and shows, and she's still getting them show monies. You think a cruise ship ain't about to cash her out?
not the Carnival cruise.
But them cruise ships where they be having all them like I don't want to say like older, but like that
Tom
section
Joyner cruise,
bro. They be cashing them artists out, dog. That's like the club walkthroughs for older artists. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's literally the same thing. Instead of being in a random club with hookahs, you on a boat with bottomless mimosas. You know what I mean?
Bruh, yeah, it's one of them joints like I just watched a set from Chic, and next I watch a set from Al B. Shore, but in between, there's a comedy set from Sinbad. Them type cruises. Oh, all right. I know where I'm at.
I've done the cha-cha slide 10 times today.
Right. I don't know. Cruises like that, make me nervous. Even when I'm of age to go, I'm still not gonna go because that many people in that enclosed space with that much of a carefree senior attitude, it's just a recipe for disaster for me.
Bro, I had got offered a job to be on a cruise ship as a DJ one time. And I was like, this does not seem fun. First of all. And the amount of money. The money wasn't great. The bonus was the travel thing, and you could go on all the islands. And I'm like, bro, I don't care about traveling that much. I gotta stay in this little room for a month. Nah, I'm cool.
Bro, them rooms little as a mug. Don't think you're gonna make anything. You making beats on your phone in that room. That's about all you got the room to do.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Them joints little. You be looking out that little small circle window depressed as a mug. I gotta get off this boat.
DL must have been watching the Biggie movie. My dog feeling real passionate about Faith Evans right there. My dog got my dog's out here. I feel you though. He said, no way Griselda bars are super laid back. They just spit grimy over it. Oh, Griselda beats are super laid back.
Yeah. You know what it is? The tempo, like Trezor was saying, is very laid back. And then some of the samples, very dark and melancholy.
Yeah.
Maybe laid back is a mild description to me of what they are. And like I said, don't get it twisted. I enjoy that. I come from that. But I have to agree. A lot of them joints be so dark that if you having some doubts in your mind about life or whatever, don't listen to that.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah. I'm weird about it. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but like I said, like Adele, I can't listen to it. Not because it's not great. It's like incredible music. It's just super, it's the chords, you know what I mean? It's just like something about the arrangement of it. It's just super depressing, bro. Do you ever listen to Telepop Funk?
Telepop Funk, like from France?
Yes, bro. I love them, dog. But it's the same thing. I can't listen to it, bro, because it puts me in a weird mood. And it's because the chords, bro. And it's like, I be trying to explain to people, but it's like, dog, it'll throw my whole day off if I listen to stuff like that. And it's not because it's bad songs, but it's just like them chords, bro. The mood of that music will, like, I don't know, something about it.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. I like more melancholy music. I think I talked about this on the show before, is where not that I'm not a fan of upbeat stuff, but I like my music not depressing, not dark, but like hard. So it can be upbeat and it can have like an element of like, yo, something hard in this beat. As long as it's something like some type of ear candy, something amazing, or just like the beat is super hard, I'm with it. 100%.
No, I feel it.
Yeah.
Someone says you could have discovered Rihanna. Boy, let me tell you.
Sound like my family.
This sound like a man with a life regret. That's a tough one right there. Imagine the dude that was like producing for Rihanna and was like, "You're not gonna make it. She's not giving me no money for beats," and he missed out on the boat.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, yo, I think for every superstar like that, there are at least 10 people that, whether warranted or not, they feel like I made a mistake. I messed it up. Like it could have been somebody that just knew her and worked with her or was around her a couple times, not even had the chance to like sign her enough. They're like, I should have did more. I should have signed her, or like try to be her boyfriend or something.
I saw that during with Fat Joe. He was talking when he could have signed Eminem like 6 or 7 times.
Oh yeah.
But I just feel like Eminem wouldn't be Eminem without Dr. Dre. I couldn't see it going any other way. That is, to me, that's a weird combo of Eminem and Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't see it panning out correctly. There are, you know what? We should make a list one day of like the odd pairings that almost work. Because you hear these stories, and if you think back over the years, you probably know a whole bunch of odd pairings that didn't happen, and in the back of your mind, you're happy they didn't happen. Like a odd pairing I heard about recently, a few months ago, was Q-Tip was attempting to sign and almost did sign Meg Thee Stallion.
See, somebody just put it up in the chat too. I didn't know that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Bruh, you talk about an odd pairing, and I don't know how it would have turned out, but wow.
Well, I mean, Q-Tip is very tapped in, so it's like I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. He seems like he get it.
Oh yeah. Tip is the man, but it's like, wow, it's like, really? Dip your French fries in vanilla ice cream? That type deal? Like, I'm pretty sure it tastes good, but that's a wild pairing.
And that's crazy though. And the label passed her up?
Nah, the label didn't see the vision. From what I remember, like he had once you that tapped in, you just have situations in different places forever. So he had a situation, I guess, to get some artist signed or whatever with whatever label, and she was the one. He was flying her, flew her out a couple times, met with her and her mom and all that stuff. Like it was real. It was like for real. But he was like, the label just didn't get it.
I mean, do the labels ever get it until it's too late?
Nah. The label, a lot of times the labels just get lucky and then act like I told you so. I knew that shot was gonna go in the whole time. I
believed in him the whole time.
Felt great coming off the wrist. Knew it was gonna be all net. Like, no, you didn't, man. You got lucky as heck.
Oh snap! Did you hear the Kanye West diss song? I didn't hear it. Apparently,
who you diss?
I don't know. Somebody.
Wait, time out.
I don't know what's going on, bro. 2022 is starting off wild, bro. It's a lot.
Somebody please confirm that. Somebody please confirm.
All I've been seeing was like Kanye raps about beating up Pete Davidson. So I'm just like, oh man, I hope the beat is good. If you talk about beating up a Saturday Night Live cast member, you got to have a fire beat. The beat's got to be immaculate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, Kanye West is a grown man. I don't want to stay here because it feels salacious, but it's too funny not to talk about. Kanye West is a grown man, and so is Pete Davidson. But some people, it's like, if I catch your puppy in my yard again, it's over for that puppy. Like, it's a puppy, fam. Like, you talking about beating up Pete Davidson, I get it, but at the same time, even if I felt that way, I'm not gonna make a song like that comedian gonna beat him up.
Tell me, man, we got to put out this song against somebody, man. Somebody got to catch the stray. Who can we diss, man?
Hold on.
Decap's too nice. Okay, Decap's too nice.
Yeah.
Cap's not a nice person. I don't want to.
Everyone's too nice.
Yeah.
Who's mean? I don't know. We're gonna figure it out.
We gotta diss somebody.
we're gonna figure it out.
That's why your grid is off on your beats and it's not looping correctly.
Yeah. That has anybody ever come to you about staging a fake beef?
Oh yeah.
It's the dumbest thing ever. I hate when people pose that as like a plan for anything.
I ain't gonna front though. It's a section of YouTube that I don't know how. My nephew got me started watching these certain like YouTubers, right? And they make their own reality TV show basically, and they like manufacture drama, and you could tell that it's like low key scripted, and they're just acting it out, but it's low key like interesting. It's like funny, and they'll bring everybody else in, and it's kind of cool to see how they finesse it, because they'll say me and you got like issues, like your wife would have on her channel about me and you beefing. You get what I'm saying? To get her more views. That's how they do it. So it's like, it's kind of genius of what they're doing of like spreading the content around. That way it's like, it makes sense, but you understand what it is. When you see it, you get kind of like, this is fake. This is purposeful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But and that's kind of their deal. But I feel you. It does work, and it's very entertaining.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, when people like came to me, or I'm like, well, I'm not that type of person. I couldn't pull it off. And it's always a person that's like, fam, I'm not gonna beef with you. What are you talking about? Yeah.
Especially in the producer community. It's like, what can we do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Fake beef. Let's see. Jay-Z, DMX, Ja Rule, Murder Inc. the group. I'm pretty sure that had something to do with something else.
I forget the song that was in a major key that Oracle actually liked.
Yeah, what? Okay, so there's Jay-Z, DMX, Ja Rule, Murder Inc. the group. Yeah, let me know what song that was, bro. Yeah. And I imagine it's quite a few, but mostly, man, you give me some dark minor chords with some hardcore whatever in it.
Bro, I've been in the harmonic minor vibe. I'm going to the extra dark vibe. You know what I mean? It's like you could do the natural minor, but then you could, feel like that harmonic is like the little more trappier. You know what I mean?
You know, they say after 5 days in the cave, you start to go Phrygian.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, when you start using different modes in your scales, like you start getting to the wild ones, that's when you know you've been locked in. It's like, all right, I'm getting bored.
That's when other producers talk about you with concern and like, wow, like, yo, you heard your boy went Phrygian, right? Like, what? He was in there for 5 days or what? He on his 8th day, he went Phrygian. He about to go Lydian. Like, whoa, fam. Somebody gonna go get him? Like, no, we're gonna see how far he gonna go.
See, Kanye and Hit Boy produced a song for Game Snippet Sounds Hard. Is that I think that's the Kanye West one. I believe.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know Hit Boy produced it though. That's fire. I'm glad to see that him and Kanye working together again. That's dope.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah, that's dope.
Man. Well, okay. Hold on. I had something that I wanted to get into. Pardon me while I find this.
Yo, and let me know what modes y'all be making beats in, because I mean, I stick with the regular degulars, you know what I mean, the natural minors, the harmonics, you know, major if you're feeling a little happy. But you know, right. I'm starting to delve into some of those ones I don't really know how to pronounce. You know what I mean? I'm just like I'm just looking at the chart, like, all right, skip this note. It's this note, this skill, but just skip it. You know what I mean?
That's hard. I usually take samples and then I'll like upload them to something. It's a few things that'll tell you what scale something is in, and I'll take some weird like samples from another country and I'll look at the scale. I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm about to just go ahead and set my little scale plug into that, and let's rock. Let's rock out. Arabic scale. Let's try it. Let's try.
Producers will come back with, I don't need no modes. I got platinum records. Hey man, call me Flip Mode Squad out here, bro. I'm flipping all the modes. You know what I mean?
Flipping all the modes.
JJ says, is your Phrygian running? That's a good one. That's a good one. I didn't know. Hold on. I didn't know producer dad jokes was a thing I needed, but that's we're here. Good. We're here. I like it.
I see what you did there. Oh man, I got a plugin. My plugin of the week, or right now, my plugin of the month. This is for the Ableton heads out there. Sorry, everybody else. Just sit back, grab some popcorn. The Ableton device of the month for me right now is the external audio rack, external audio effects rack. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to send a signal out from one output and then back in through another output. Now, doesn't sound that great or captivating, and somebody could argue you could just make a track and route it out of one output and then make another track and route it into whatever input, and that would be very true. The thing that makes the audio effect, the external audio effect rack dope, is that since it's in a device, you can put it anywhere. It doesn't have to be a whole track to a whole track. So for instance, I have a huge plug-in chain because I'm working on the cassette one-shots, the cassette instrument one-shots, right? So usually I'll go one track to tape or processing or whatever, and then to tape, and then back to another track. Totally forgot about this. You can put this joint anywhere in your chain. So basically, it's like having, and you run it to an effects unit, an external effects unit. So for me, that would be a tape deck, right? So you can put this anywhere in your chain. So you can run through, let's just say a compressor or such and such and such and such, then put that device in there. It takes the signal out of 7 and 8, runs it through the tape deck, runs it back in 5 and 6, and then you can put other effects after that, all on the same track.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's what makes it dope. Also, what else makes it dope is now you can take that device and you can move it around in your chain, because without that, you're kind of stuck in one way. So now you can go to tape before you hit the compressor, or go to tape after you hit the compressor. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just take it and slide it around to different spots in my chain. And so different processing happens in pre, different processing happens in post. And I have more than one in the chain. So processing, going out to something, coming back in, going through something else, going out, coming back in, going through something else. That joint is dope, man. The audio effects, the external audio effects rack, if you haven't checked it out in Ableton, that's what it does. That's what you should do. And there's also a MIDI effects, external MIDI effects rack, which is the exact same thing, but it just has the benefit of it also, you can send MIDI out of something and back in with the audio. So you can control like an external keyboard with the MIDI enabled and not just having the signal go through it.
Yeah, man, that's fire. That's fire. I gotta check it out.
Yes, sir.
What was the plugin? It was a free plugin I used yesterday. Oh, it's called DSK Guitars. Now the guitars are like they're not the greatest guitars, but the way I use it is to thicken up another guitar. Like, so say if I'm using a one-shot guitar, like a little, for example, like Expand or Omnisphere, like their guitars, sometimes to me it's like thin and I want that, it's like a certain thickness to the sound I want. And I would use that one to layer it. I mean, it's decent for what that one is. You know what I mean? For like sound design and like, so that's what I was using a lot. I've been really trying to just get my guitar game, like emulating guitars better, like drawing it in and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I've been making 1,000 guitar beats and just like, going crazy on that kind of vibe. And that's definitely been helping me. So, I mean, check that joint out. It's a little free boy, super easy to install. That's fire.
DSK Guitars. We'll check it out. Write it down. Yes, one thing I forgot to mention about the audio effects rack, which is dope too, is it has a latency compensation on the device. Because when you send audio out and back in, there's going to be latency compensation. So you can put that into the device. And basically, for those that don't know how latency compensation works, it basically determines how long it takes for that signal to go to hardware and back. And then it just delays the rest of your set or the rest of your project by that much. So everything starts on time. And the benefit of that is you could do things. I had the idea, you can split frequencies. So even though I'm sending stuff to tape and all that stuff, I can send everything from 200 hertz up to tape, and everything from 200 hertz down will be the regular signal, and I can split that. And with the latency compensation, because normally the regular signal that's not going to tape, you would hear that first, and then you would hear the delayed tape. But with the latency compensation, it all sounds like one sound, and now you could use a crossover for the frequencies and only process certain frequencies.
I know, over there going crazy.
Man, listen, I'm gonna have to do one of them janky phone video Jones after the show, like I did for the MPC stuff. Like, all right, this is what you do. This is what you do. If you see here,
See, JJ said just use it to send audio to my SP404 MK2.
Yep.
He know what the deal is.
Yo, speaking of SP404 MK2s, I didn't want to bring it up, but you brought it up. So, bruh, I think I really want one. Really bad.
I'm surprised you ain't got it by now. Have they been hard to find?
You know what? Yeah, they're on back order. It's kind of one of those things, and I've been talking to people, and it's like, if you order one today, you may get it in the batch that goes out in April or May. And that infuriates me so much that I'm like, I don't want to do it. I kind of would just rather wait until I could get it. Like go to the store and get it, or just order it and it comes to me directly. But obviously, we know how this is going to play out. The amount of time that if I order now is going to pass. And I could have gotten it if I would have just ordered now, but I'm going to stick around. It's going to be July, September. I'm like, oh, they're finally in stores now. But bro, the more I know how to use one now. And that's how I know I want one. Anytime I've ever gotten equipment, especially like starting with my first MPC, I would get so obsessed over it that I would just find everything I could about it, the manual, whatever, read it, watch all the videos to the point where I know how to use it the day that I get it because I've been obsessed with it for weeks. And that's where I am with the SP404. I know tips, tricks, hidden menus, all that stuff. I don't even have one.
I'm still plotting on that piece of equipment that I told you about. I just been so locked in with trying to get on these projects and finish these couple things. I ain't even thinking about that right now, but it's still on my list of, something to switch it up, just to have fun, man.
Go get it, as they say.
Yeah. Let's see. OG Bobby Johnson says, question, when making beats, do you use effects/process chain on sounds as you go or save that for mixing? Oh, that's a good question.
For me, sometimes I do it as I go, but it's only with things that are pre-made already. Like I'm not gonna sit and make a chain as I'm making a beat. Like as I'm making the beat, I got a whole bunch of pre-made racks that I always talk about. I could just throw one on like an effect, and it'll take a couple seconds, maybe tweak a couple more seconds, and then keep it moving. But if I gotta build a chain or do a whole bunch of tweaking, I'll just save that for a separate day.
Yeah. I try to keep like mixing stuff. There's certain mixing stuff that I just have like templated in my session because I know I'm gonna do it a lot of times. If I turn it on or off, it's like, you know what I mean? It depends on the beat. But sometimes it's just, I know I have those there. But sometimes when I'm sound designing, I'm just kind of freestyling and just like clicking stuff in the moment. But I try not, if I see myself like spending a long time, I'll be like, all right, forget it. I'll come back to that. Because I'll get caught up in trying to make a sound like it's so perfect in the moment that I lose the vibe of making the beat. So I'd rather make the beat and then fix it in post than, you know what I mean, than try to like focus on one super specific thing.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, that's a really good point. You don't want to get caught up in sound design or mixing while making a beat. Two different thought processes, and I guarantee you, it's just going to derail your whole creative beat making process. And now you're in mixing land, and mixing doesn't finish a beat. Mixing makes a finished beat sound great. So if you want to finish a beat, don't get into mixing, and don't get into sound designing. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where you necessarily have to, for whatever reason, while you're making a beat, set a timer. That's what I do. Like I set a timer for 3 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever it may be. And whatever I'm doing, whether it be mixing or doing some effect stuff, you got to finish it within that time. If the timer goes off and you're not finished, either you delete it or you stop where you are or you save it for later. Otherwise, you're just going to get lost and it's going to turn into a habit.
That's right.
So yeah, watch out for that.
Do you make beats in section? Because like lately, right? I've been making a bunch of beats. Like I've been super locked in, and I feel like I make beats in like sections of like I'm feeling creative, so I just do a bunch of beats like ideas, and then it's like I have moments where it's like I'm gonna just listen to the same beat and make little tweaks. So I'm just looping the beat, and then I'm just like tweaking, arranging, and I'll do that for like a while. But just like to me, it's the simple beats are the hardest to arrange in a way, because it's like you have to make everything so impactful that it's like you really got to think
of count.
Yeah, so it's like you really got, when it's like busy, you could kind of cover for stuff. You know what I mean? If there's a lot of stuff going on, you can kind of hide stuff within stuff. You know what I mean? But when it's like you using 4 sounds, it's like, bruh. So I'll spend just loop, and then I have a section where I just like mix, and like I kind of wait after I've been doing that, get my ears fresh, and then I'll just mix for a little bit, and then I go back around and just create again, then arrange, and then mix. So that's kind of been my vibe lately. Do you find yourself doing stuff like that?
I do. I believe the saying is create drunk and edit sober.
And
I
haven't figured out the edit part sober yet, but create.
Well, you kind of have. It's different interpretations of that when I think about that phrasing. One is the literal sense, of course, literally create drunk and edit sober. The other one, which is more akin to what you were talking about and the way I do things too, is that creating drunk is just like you said, just banging out a million ideas. Like you just in that zone. Like I don't care about mixing. I don't care about none of that. I'm just making joints. And then the editing sober part comes in when you pick that day or those days where you just listen back, and then you start tweaking and you start editing. You're not in that drunken creating, throw stuff at the wall joint. Now you're in a more analytical mindset, and that's the editing thing, because it's nothing worse than trying to combine the carefree fun feeling of just throwing ideas against the wall and then trying to do like this meticulous science teacher type stuff. Like, bro, that just doesn't work. So create drunk, edit sober, and basically do stuff on different days, or at least in different sessions. Like if you make an idea or some ideas in the morning, go back in the evening or whatever, then do your editing or whatever.
Yeah, because it's like when my daughter's at school, it's like it's easy for me to create, but then when she's there, it's like, she be wanting me my attention and stuff. So it's like I'll be like assigning mixer tracks and stuff, like and putting EQs on like stuff I know I could just kind of look and like repetitive stuff, organizing my sessions and stuff like that. That's what I do later on in the day, because it's like then I don't have as much free time. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I've been figuring out how to balance between all of this and still kind of be productive. But it's like, bro, I only can focus on, it's like if I'm making beats, that's what it is. The business is like, bro, it'd be so hard for me to get back on the business vibe. And then if I'm on business vibe, it's so hard for me to get back on creative vibe. It's crazy.
Right. Bro, it's not. I had a story. Are we gonna do some chat stuff or is it story time?
Hold on. Let's answer these couple questions, then we can do it. Okay, so how do you feel about the Isla instruments joint? That was just what you was just talking about, right?
Yeah, that is something that I was really interested in too. Very interested, just because of how straight to the point it was, how basic and limited, yet feature packed it was. It spoke to me. I really wanted it. I waited, just like I'm doing now. I waited, and then the SP404 MK2 came along, and now that has stolen that feeling that the 2400 had for me. But I'm still doing the same thing, and I'm gonna end up not having either one of them because I'm like, oh, it's on back order. I don't want to wait. I'll just wait until I can get one outright, and then something else is gonna come along, and it's the same story.
So okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm a noob on this side. What's the difference between the Isla and then the one yours, the 24? I mean the MK2.
Well,
or
the 2400.
I feel like I'm mixing it up, but you know what I'm talking about. What's the difference? Yeah.
The SP, the S2400 is a modern recreation plus of the old SP 1200, which was, dope, iconic, legendary machine. The SP404 is the rolling instrument.
Oh, okay.
But the 30.
Yeah. I was just getting
the 303 and the 404 the back of the day.
I don't know why I was thinking that they were low key the same thing, but then when you said the actual names, now I know what you're talking. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
gotcha.
I actually want both. If I had to pick one to get before the other, I would get the 404 for a few reasons. The effects alone, like really without the effects, the 404, I'm not gonna say it's not worth having. And it's something about being in a box. I like working in a box. It takes away a lot of distractions, and it's a small joint, and it can run on batteries. Not like I'll be in the woods making battery beats in the woods or anything like that. But
you're not gonna be making national park type beats.
Not at all. No Yellowstone beats for me, bro. But
Atlanta's type beats.
This is something about the portability of it and everything it does. Even if I bought it only to use it as an effects processor, as I was talking about with the external effects rack, I could do stuff like that. It would be worth it to me. And it's only priced at $499 right now. I don't know what the 2400 is priced at, but I think it's like 1,000, 1,200, something like that. So I mean, the price difference is crazy, but I do think the 2400 is worth the price that they're asking for it. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but if you have two things you want and one costs 1,300 and it's your second pick, and one costs 500 and it's your first pick, it's kind of natural where you're gonna go. And if you're me, the natural step is neither or both.
Thanks. JJ says, is there a way to automate solo in Ableton?
Not natively, but there are Max for Live devices. There are quite a few at this point where you can solo. One I know of is Push Hacker. If you have a push, but if you go to the Max for Live, maxforlive.com, or just type in Max for Live device library, which I encourage everybody who uses Ableton to do because it's a whole new world for you. But just type in, oh my God, thousands of free and just dope utilities and devices. But if you type in solo automation, I'm willing to bet you'll see 5 to 10 dope devices that you can use.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's hear about your topic.
So last week, I don't shout out to whoever did timestamps. Shout out to Beats Music who did the timestamps and Realistic who does the clips. I was kind of delighted and shocked to see the R. Kelly story made it to a clip.
Right, it's crazy. I forgot about it, and I was watching the clip, and like people were tagging me, like, "Yo, what? This is the funniest story." I was like, "What is going on?"
Facts. Yeah, so people started hitting me up. I think B-Man was the first. That's how I even know it went up. B-Man was the first person to make a story. he put it in his stories and like, yo, this is the funniest story. And I was like, yo, that's hilarious. I know a lot of people was like, this is cap. But then my brother, shout out to Big Juice 205, who I talked about in the story. He was like, yo, I remember that night. So shout out to my man. He confirmed the entire R. Kelly Rich Boy studio story.
That's such a wild combo.
Bro, it's crazy. So I started thinking about other studio stories because people seem to like those. And I'm like, okay, I actually have more than I thought. So the one I'm going to tell today, which is not as crazy, but is when I would call it studio Inception. And this happened on the day when I got the name Sound Oracle. So this is what happened. I'm at the studio in LA. Came out the front office. I told the story before about how the guy who ran the studio, he's like, oh, you like the Oracle, blah, blah, blah. You like a Sound Oracle, or whatever. I wouldn't think about that or make that my name until a year and a half, 2 years later. Like that totally just, after I walked out of the office, I never even thought about that name again. But what I did when I left that office, I was tired. So I said, yo, I'm going to go take a nap in the lounge. That's what happens in studios, right? Napping in the lounge. Yeah. As I'm going to sleep, Sports Center's on in the lounge, which it usually is in studios. Sports Center's on, a lot of basketball coverage or whatever. And you know how you kind of dream about what's on the TV when you fall asleep. So I fell asleep, and I don't know how long I was asleep. But then, still not knowing, dreaming or awake, I felt somebody like nudge, like push me or whatever. I'm like, fam, what's going on? And I open my eyes. It's Ron Artest. Now, I don't know.
Were you scared? Were you nervous?
No, because I don't know if I'm dreaming or if this is real life, because I fell asleep and the Sports Center was on with the NBA highlights. So I try to hit the cartoon joint, shake yourself to see what's popping, kind of the pinch yourself type deal. And Ron Artest didn't disappear. It was actually real.
Was it Meta World Peace or was it Ron Artest?
No, it's Ron Artest.
Oh, okay, so he was still Ron Artest at that time.
Yeah, he was playing for the Lakers. I want to say this was.
So if he's playing for the Lakers, that's post Malice in the Palace. So it probably was.
I want to say it was 2000 and not 9, maybe 10, 11.
Oh yeah,
I'm confused on the years, but it was somewhere around that time. Maybe 2010, 11, something like that. But bro, I couldn't get my mind right. I know it was only like 10 seconds, but I really didn't know if it was like a dream or if it was a reality. And so it turns out it was reality. It was Ron Artest. And I know I had to look crazy to him. Because I'm looking like, I didn't want to shake my head.
Studio. He's not anybody I would just assume would be in a studio at any point.
It was not uncommon to see athletes at the studio in LA.
I mean,
the years that I was,
I just wouldn't pick him. I just wouldn't pick him. He's just the one I would pick to be a rapper.
Me either.
Or be in a studio.
Either. And it was odd. His message to me was such and such is looking for you. I have no idea why. I don't know why he was sent into the lounge to wake me up, like he worked there or something, or why someone sent him to wake me up to tell me to come into the studio. But that's what it was, and it freaked my mind out, bro. I've never had something in my life where I was like, I legit don't know if I'm dreaming or if I'm awake. And this is crazy. Like, it was just wild, man. So
what would have been the odds if you would have had a Lakers jersey on that day? It's like, can I get the autograph?
Damn, that would have been wild. That would have been super wild. But yeah, man. It was, I don't know. Ron Artest let Kenny Beats use his studio. I believe it.
That's crazy, dude. I just didn't take Ron Artest as I got a studio, but of course, if I got millions of dollars, I'm building whatever in my crib. So
you know how that athlete thing go,
bro. Some of the best times has came from working with an athlete that wants to get in the music business. No, bro, Chris Webber brother was a singer, and he sung like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like R&B, but like adult contemporary R&B, like very like Tom Joyner Cruz R&B, but his brother was like cool and
like Tank type deal,
kind of, but more like up tempo, like slide kind of music, right?
Gosh.
But I used to go to Chris Webber's house all the time. We would record his brother and make beats for his brother, and it was just fun, bro, because it was like the most random project, bro. It's like I would have never thought about making those kind of beats, you know what I mean? And then just be sitting, and we was far out, bro. But them sessions was great, dog. Those are always the ones where it's just like, you know, feel like people expectations be a little bit, it's not as snobby as the music industry, but then they still got the money from the music industry kind of thing. So it's a little bit funner, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's a blast.
Yeah.
I don't know how, I guess that situation still does exist. I feel like it was more prevalent back in the day, but man, that used to be a lick, because I will say I've been in that situation maybe 4 or 5 times. And every time I'm like, oh, this is not gonna pan out, because this person really, like, they like music and they have a lot of money, but they're not going to see this through. Every now and again they do, but a lot of times they don't. And I just learned to ride the wave and have fun until it's over. My most fun experience with an athlete that was getting into music was doing stuff with LeVar Arrington of Washington Redskins at the time. And you know, that's my hometown team or whatever. And don't make this a clip, because I'm about to throw some names in just to tell the story. So he had a crib in Maryland that we used to go to all the time just to talk, because I had a studio where I would make the beat. So we just go there to just hang out, have fun, and talk about stuff that's going on. And I think at the time he was dating one of the, I forgot which Williams sister he was dating, Venus or Serena. I don't know which one, but she would be there. And I remember it was a couple nights. That's when Grey Goose was like Belvedere was super popping.
Good time.
Man, she would just pour just glasses and glasses of Belvedere and cranberry juice. And I just remember getting twisted. And that's when Segways first came out. And I remember I ran a Segway, slammed into the wall in this Bama house, because I was so drunk and twisted off the Belvedere and cranberry. Like, you hit what?
Belvedere, don't drink in Segway. That's a horrible decision.
I hit one of those turn around real quick and like try to take up. Somehow you ever turn around like the wall was right there type deal. Hit one of them jump, fell slam off that jump. Segway, yep, you guessed it, down the steps.
You know, they don't have a good history, because you know the owner of Segway, the creator of Segway, that's tough.
Yeah. Father, son, House of Gucci, whatever. So
Spectacle, testicle, wallet, and watch. Y'all have seen Austin Powers. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yo, in case y'all don't know, too, Trust is Austin Powers for that.
Bro, I don't know why.
Maybe one day he'll hit the rap for you.
Bro, I know every song on Austin Powers for no reason, bro. Like, word for word. All the movies.
Yeah, he's not lying.
Wait, Chris Webber had beats on Nas' album? Did he really? That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Which Nas album?
Huh. Bro, it's a lot of people.
Not like that's important, because that's still an amazing fact regardless of which album, but wow.
There's a lot of people in the NBA, like JaVale McGee. Bro, JaVale got Grammys, dog. He got a Bieber record. Like, JaVale got records, bro. He's actually dope. Chris Bosh.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Also, shout out to Chris Bosh, soundoracle.net customer. Shout out to Chris Bosh, man. He's not to be slept on, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He's super serious. The first thing Chris Bosh bought from soundoracle.net was a course.
Oh, yeah.
He bought that life, bro.
He played the guitar. Yes. Yeah.
And you see the people that he be around, like in the studio, like, oh, he's serious. He's super serious.
I figured out he was making beats because he would be with Rico all the time. And I was like, is that Chris Bosh in the studio making beats? And he would just be hanging around making beats and stuff. So yeah. Bro, that's a bunch of people in the league just like, you know, they about it. It's a dude that plays for Charlotte. He be rapping like he don't play basketball named Miles Bridges. No, he be rapping on some real. I'm like, bro, you're worth millions of dollars. Stop talking like this, dog. Even if you bought that life, just calm down, bro. You're making me nervous for you, dog.
He's like, nah. Yo, I will say, I think the best modern day athlete rapper, Damian Lillard, for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm not mad.
He's fire, bro.
Yeah,
he's fire, bro.
Yeah, I'm not mad.
Yeah,
I'm not mad.
Y'all don't want it with Dame. He's fire, bro. It was fun when he had that little fake Shaq beef thing, and that was funny. Yeah. But on some real bars, yo, he crazy, bro.
It's crazy because I remember like the NBA being a rapper thing was like a phase. Like it was just like,
oh yeah,
everybody does it to be a superstar. You know what I mean? You had to have that.
No, go ahead.
No, I still got that. My Allen Iverson is like something diamonds. I still have it in my closet over here. I still got that jerk from when I was in high school. Yeah.
Yep. So Shaq, of course, Shaq had an actual hip hop career. You can make fun of him if you want. Shaq had a career, and my man had songs with Biggie, just anybody at the time. And Shaq was holding it down. There was somebody. Oh, in the chat, who's the first person that can name the guest feature on the Kobe Bryant song that Kobe rapped on? I'll wait. Whoever's the first to put that in the chat, let me know.
Wait, I have that CD too. I'm trying to think what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can't remember.
So I'm gonna give it like 10 more seconds because at this point people are just Googling it. It was a female. I will say that.
Oh, I know what it is, man. I didn't know if you were talking about.
Yeah, that one.
I thought you were talking about. Yeah, okay,
yeah. Dame Dollar, hands down for sure. But okay, so there you go, Solo. Solo beats Tyra Banks. Yes, sir. Ice Cold Beverage too. That was such a random combination.
He said Brian.
Are you trying to trigger me on purpose, bro? No. Brian, mess around. He had a song with Brian McKnight for real somewhere.
He probably did. Brandy's a logical guess. I feel like he did have a song with Brandy at some point.
I have.
That was his prom date, so I mean that would make sense.
But I just remember seeing Kobe Bryant and Tyra Banks on a rap song together, and I'm like, neither one of these people are rappers.
What is going on?
But I'm watching this on a program that plays serious rapper music. What is going on here? But it just goes back to what you were saying. It wasn't a whole phase where athletes were rapping and had videos and all, like they was serious. Might have even done some shows.
I know them producers came up, bro. I know they came up on a check, bro. I know somebody was like, yeah, Shaq need a beat. Yeah, let me get 50. Let me get 50.
Right.
And Shaq go pay. Oh, man.
50, that's all? Here you go. I got that in my shoe. It's also a size 50, ironically.
Oh, the Krispy Kreme. I'm Shaq.
I'll give you extra 2,000 if you make sure my ad-libs have echoes on them.
Shout out to Shaq too. He actually my homegirl was signed to him as an artist. He had a record label.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Shout out to them.
Ice Cold Beverage said, did y'all see ESTG's football highlights? He was a beast. Did not know that.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna front. I don't know who ESTG is.
I have heard. I'm not gonna act like I'm well informed.
Maybe if I see him, I'm not gonna cap. I'm out the loop.
I hear he's a beast. Though.
That is.
I did hear that. I hear he's a beast. Well, not even in football, but in music. But I guess he was a beast on the field. Legend in 2 games, like Pee Wee Kirkham, as they say.
Facts.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, let's find some NBA players who want to rap, guys. Let's get this guap.
Facts. Let's not let this trend die.
Let's bring it back. Come on, Lonzo Ball.
A lot of good money out there. Facts. A lot of good money out there for producers, man. Don't let that trend die.
Oh, you saw they dropped the trailer for the Kanye documentary.
No.
I ain't gonna front. I'm hyped. I need this in my life.
Who was it? Okay, couple questions. First question is, who's not gonna watch that? Bro, the trailer could suck, and everybody's like, "Oh, fam, I'm watching this."
Oh yeah, you know, if it's just content of Kanye, that it's gonna be wild in some nature. All you gotta do is just cut out the air. Just
show me an interview compilation. I'm like, yo, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
no, that's fire.
I think it's like a 3-part joint. It's gonna be almost like The Last Dance. Netflix.
Oof, fire. Yeah. Give me a date. Please tell me you got a date.
Hold on, I just saw it. It's coming February 16th.
That's way too late for me. That's over a month away. I'm not prepared to wait that long. Need that now.
And they said that those dudes have been following him, recording him since he was like a kid. That's so wild. It's like,
wow, and why?
I feel like they met a long time ago and they've just been recording him and they have all this mad random footage of him. And I'm sure some of the others just like stuff they got from other people. But the fact they got stuff from him like as a high schooler and like coming up, all that footage, that's gonna be crazy, dog.
Yeah. I can't wait. I for one am tuned in. I just know it's gonna be entertaining. I don't even think you're gonna as I get ready to say stuff, I'm like, no, that's not true. I was gonna say I don't even think you can like learn more about Kanye that you don't already know, but that's not true. That man is a plethora of stuff.
Now, how many soul sample Congo roll beats you think we're gonna hear in this documentary? What's the over under?
Don't you? Now you're triggering me, bro.
I enjoyed that time. That was a good time.
That time was amazing, but those quantized Congos, gee,
he had the 2-bar rolls on the. I'm like, bro.
I mean, super quantized. Like, yo, put that MP on 16 level. 16 level velocity and quantized 116. Oh, we out of here. We out of here. Let the fingers do the walking, bro. We out of here. Start on 16 and just somehow miraculously end up at like 5.
You know something that's crazy that I noticed the other day? The damn Manny Fresh snare rolls are coming back, bro.
Are they?
They're coming back. I've been hearing them a lot lately. Bro, I was listening to Gunna album. They got the Manny Fresh joints in there. That 21 Savage Drake song, the Gang joint. You know what I'm talking about with Project Pat. That joint,
yeah,
it's got them Manny Fresh kind of snare rolls in there. I've been hearing it. I'm like, are we back on the Manny Fresh like crazy snare roll drop down vibes? I mean, that was a fun time also.
It was. I'll be 100% honest with you. I had nothing against those. I thought they were dope at the time they were popular, but I never did them.
Yeah, it just got too crazy at some point. It's just people, it's like with hi-hat rolls. It's like it was cool, and then people start getting too crazy to where it's like, all right, this is too much. Like you can't even rap on this. It's too many up and down. You know what I mean? Like I only put like maybe 2 rolls in my hi-hats. Like anything past that, I feel like you going crazy.
Yeah, it's simple now. 1/16 with a few rolls, even 1/8 with a roll here and there.
No, I be seeing people them just be like, it'd be a constant one, then it'd be the ones that's going up and down, like the little V on the piano roll.
Facts.
I'm like, bro, if you don't calm them things down, tone them hi-hats down, bro.
Like, oh, you're wearing all the hats in your beat, huh?
It's like when you see somebody and they wear like an outfit and it's like mad, just all Gucci and it's mad loud. It's like, yeah,
a lot of G's, my G.
Yeah, turn that outfit down, bro.
Facts. Like, damn. Like, whoa, turn down the contrast on them G's, fam.
It's just weird how like production trends is just like they come back around, man. I'm ready for like the Scott Storch string run to come back. Really just like that vibe, like the Celtic samples. That was a fun time. Great time in production history. And I know you're like the artillery for that. So I'm ready for that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Now, the question, because the thing that changes the most drastically and the thing that really defines eras to me are drums. Because melodies are timeless, drums are the thing that changes and dates music. So you, chat, everybody, let's hear your drum prediction trends for the future. Like, what do you think the next evolution of drum? Because right now, like trappy drums, short drums, a lot of times no kick, just 8. You know what I mean? Simple hi-hat patterns, as we just talked about, with little to no rolls in it. So now that we know where we are, what are you all's predictions for where it's going? What's coming back and what's coming? I put out a wish list while people type stuff. One thing that's probably not gonna come back, and I wouldn't be mad if it, big kicks. You remember the big kick
Oh
days?
God, I
The
hated
lean
that.
back days, the
Oh
big
man,
kicks.
the tipsy,
Phew, not that big, but yes. Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's when it just OD.
yeah. That was, and I hate, it's like, okay, so it's trap snares and then it's the EDM trap snares.
Ooh, I don't like those.
I don't like those, bro. And people be using you know what I'm talking about. It's a certain kind of joint. I'm just like, those are disgusting, bro.
They are doofy. I call them
Yeah.
doofy because they got a lot of doof in them.
And it's easy to get confused because they're trap drums, but they're like EDM trap. But I hate when people try to use them on like real trap beats. It's like, bro, this ain't. If your joint ain't a little janky, if you ain't using one of them like claps that's like a descendant of a Lex Luger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? It's like, it's got to be on that kind of range, not them super humongous snare. Just all, I don't know, man. I hate those. It's so funny. Me and Diego had a session. I never forget. It was in LA, bro. We was working. Wow, it was a wild session. I don't even want to bring up who was in the room, but it was the producer there who was like, it wasn't his session, but he was like kind of bogarting the session, trying to play his beats, which, it's like a no-no. You know what I mean? If it ain't your session, you got to be the cool person. And I remember everybody's diss was his snares. He kept using the EDM snares. I was like, don't nobody hear them whack ass snares.
Nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Man, get them big ass snares off of the monitors, man. Cut them snares down. Turn the trim up, boy. But yeah,
yo, that's hilarious. Crashes will come back, and maybe I'm not gonna say no. That's a strong possibility. To be honest with you,
as long as it ain't those heat maker crashes from like the Dipset era, like the really harsh,
they might come back.
They might. I mean, at the time, it was the vibe. I just hate them now, bro.
Yeah, for something that's like minor that can make a comeback and people wouldn't even really notice, crashes would be it. Crashes would definitely come back. Crashes will come back before shakers come back.
I want to bring back the triangle. I've definitely been using the triangle a lot.
Ooh, bad boy, baby.
Yeah. Come on, man.
As we proceed to give you what you need.
Yeah, I'm out. Hey, triangle. We out here. We got a group decide an instrument. We got to like bring it back. You know what I mean? We got to be the change. You know what I mean?
I'm voting shakers, bro.
Ooh, we could do the accordion. Accordion ain't really got the true run. You know what I mean? We could be pioneers. You know what I mean? What about the oboe? You know what I mean? We could pick something obscure.
Oboe beat. Didgeridoo beat. Bring out that didgeridoo.
You go to YouTube.
Hey, be honest with you, I got some didgeridoo loops that are kind of crazy.
No, I already know.
Yeah,
I do. You might have to send me some of them.
Yeah. Oh, got you. We come on, man. We can pioneer the didgeridoo beats, and we be real Compton City G's if we pioneer the bagpipe beats.
Ooh.
I've only known one hip hop group to make a song that with bagpipes in it, and it's not House of Pain. The Roots. On the Do You Want More album, they had a song with bagpipes in it. It was fire too, but after that, never heard bagpipes in a song before. Before that, never heard bagpipes in a song before. Except House of Pain.
Shakers for sure. Yo, shakers, dang, people don't really use shakers like that. Man, them Ryan Leslie shaker days, oh man, good times.
Damn, I love shakers. Oh, yeah. Come on, we gotta bring those back.
Yeah, it's crazy because just like how the drums change. It's like even with kicks, it's like, bro, I barely use kicks depending on what kind of beat. But if I'm making something ratchet, bro, I don't use kicks, which is so weird, bro. It's like
that. It's a lot of that.
Yeah, but it's like if you want a certain vibe, that's kind of what you got to do, bro. It's like the kick kind of throws it off.
Now I'm not there. I appreciate it, and it's dope. But like you said, for a certain type of vibe, you have to go that route. I think it's dope, and I also think it's weird that we would see a time where like, okay.
Remember that prominent drum that we used on everything? Yeah,
on everything. Yeah, the thing that made a beat. Yeah, no, we don't use that no more.
I can't wait till we figure out to stop using the snare on the 2 and the 4, and we just start using. It's just something completely just different. It's like, yeah.
You heard now producers are really just making beats that are mostly silence now. It's mostly silence. It's a hi-hat, a shaker, and that's it.
Ooh, we should make the Pootie Tang plugin.
Ooh.
And it just adds a little silence. You know what I mean? Come on.
There you go. I'm like, matter of fact, I got a sound from it right now. Hold on, let me play it.
Yeah.
And you see, I put my own spin on it. You see, I put my own spin
you put the water towel on the tippy tag.
Tippy top.
Yeah,
I sure did. Put the wilds in doing that thing.
I see what you did. He said we got to end the EDM trap genre. I don't hate it. I just hate. I actually really love it. I can't even front. Like I was at festivals partying up. I was at every Bad Decent festival for years, drunk as hell. So I can't say that, but it's certain ones that is just it got so like copy paste. It's like everybody had the same template, and it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like I felt like the Lex Luger joints got like that after a while. Like everybody figured out that little pattern, and everybody just made 1,000 copies of the same exact beat. And I feel like that's how that EDM kind of bubble popped. It just kind of went away. But I do feel like when stuff opens back up, that's gonna be popping again, because people got to get that energy off, and people want to party.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing. Yeah, it's the only thing that gives you that feeling.
Yo, warm up your laser lights and protect your retinas, because it's coming back, fam.
Oh yeah.
Trying to tell you it's coming back. Shout out to Harry Love in here. Harry Love says, oh, wait. First of all, before Harry Love joined, somebody schooled me. JJ says bagpipes from Baghdad, Eminem. Okay, so I'm assuming that song had bagpipes in it. I can see Eminem having a song with bagpipes in it. The worst instrument on earth, along with the ukulele. Yo, bagpipes are probably
I'm not mad at the uke though.
Nah, but bagpipes, you got that, bro. You talk about a dissonant.
No, yeah.
I don't know if they're. I'm hearing 12 keys, and I don't think any of those are a real pitch. And there's no pattern. It's
hard.
drone.
Yeah, it's just hard to EQ, hard to get stuff to sit in the mix right. Yeah, that joint's tricky, bro.
Just dissonant droning. And the person who plays it, they look like they're really doing something. They're really playing stuff. And I'm just like, you ever heard a language? You like, I know that's a language, but that don't even sound like words. That's what the bagpipe is to me. Fact. But once you get it, I guess when you get into it, you start studying it just like a language. You'll be like, oh, wow, my mind didn't even work this way. I feel like if I studied bagpipes and got into that type of music, it would just open up a whole new way of thinking about music. It might be scary and I might never use whatever I learned, but
I feel like
I just feel like it's a whole different world.
That's either gonna be like a hit or it ain't gonna work. It's one of the ones. You ever have a beat like that where the idea is so, bro? It's this one sample that I did, and it's so wild, bro. I had to send people a pause before I send the beat. Like, hey, bro, hear the beat out, because the idea is so wild, dog. And it's either gonna work.
Disclaimer.
It's either gonna work and be a hit, or it's either people gonna be like, "Yo, this is crazy." But you know, it's one of the ones you gotta swing. You gotta take the attempt. You know what I mean?
Yo, you bring to mind. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just gonna say I'm still upset that he said ukulele. I'm like, have you heard Somewhere Over the Rainbow? Like, come on, bro, the ukulele slap, dog. What's the other dude? What's his name? Jason Mraz. That you know what I'm talking about. You know that song.
I do.
Brother, ukulele slap, bro. Come on, man. Put some respect on
the
man.
The ukulele does slap. Yeah. The ukulele slaps. It's super slap.
Bro, you can't step foot on the Hawaii, bro, with that kind of disrespect, bro.
Yeah. Dog, I have a producer challenge, because there's a thing that all of us as producers have done and will do again at some point. I challenge all producers to go a year without giving a disclaimer for a beat before you play it or send it to somebody. Because as a producer, just like I know, bruh, we are full of
every time.
Now I'm gonna change the snare a little bit, but just vibe with me. Or hey, I be drinking a little bit, but I got this idea. You know what I mean? Like we are full of disclaimers. Meanwhile, we think the beat slap. We're not confused. We're not tricking anybody. We give the disclaimer like, yeah, I'm kind of iffy on this beat because of whatever the disclaimer. On the low, you love that beat. and you're trying to sell this slightly wild idea to the artist. And I'm with you, but I challenge all producers to not give a disclaimer for any beats before you play or send it to somebody.
Yeah, that's right.
And we all lose. That's my prediction. Everyone's gonna lose.
Oh yeah. Oh bro. I done mixed the same beats like 10 times. I done send them out a couple times like, oh wait. I got a better version. Let me adjust the snare 2 dBs.
Facts.
Like, bro, that's like my life story, bro. But yeah, no, I've been on some like I just don't care no more thing. I'm just throwing ideas out here. I mean, I care to the point of like I want it to be the best, but once I get it as good as it's gonna get, it's out here, bro. I'm just throwing shots out there. I'm Steph Curry, bro.
There you go. Listen, a lot can be said for not caring. There's a thin line between not overthinking and not caring. And I'll be honest with you. You can't tell when someone's crossed that line because it's pretty much the same thing.
That's right.
And so I'm a fan of that being a challenge as well. The not overthinking / not caring when you create this year. It's the beginning of the year. Now's a good time for that challenge. But I guarantee you, everyone's going to lose the disclaimer challenge before April.
Oh yeah. Oh, bro, I'm probably about to. I got to send out beats tonight, bro. I'm probably about to throw some disclaimers on something. Hey,
I'm thinking of excuses to rattle off later,
bro. Every time, come on, man. Because sometimes you gotta. Sometimes you gotta undersell and over deliver. I was thinking for different times, but you know what I mean. But sometimes when you throw the disclaimer, it's like, oh man, you know what I mean.
Definitely a downplay.
You might like it, but then when they hit that 808, you know what I mean, and it's mixed perfectly. Ooh. Come on, man. Yeah.
Ooh, what you talking about? This fire. Oh,
yeah,
really?
Sometimes it's a tactic, you know what I mean? I'm sure it's in the 48 laws of power somewhere that you got to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's actually going to be the worst beat you ever heard in your life, and I apologize in advance. I mean, while you tapping your man.
Yeah.
Ooh! Like, oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
That's, bro, people talk about the ugly beat face, but that woo, it might be a little more valuable than the ugly beat face. Because sometimes I just make the ugly beat face for no reason. Like if I hear something, I'll be like, it'd be for a second. But the woo, the Ric Flair. Come on, man. It's gotta touch your soul to a certain, you know what I mean, point where it's like, all right, bro, this beat is crazy. You know what I mean?
You got a good point. Because the ugly beat face, yes, we can achieve that. Spicy beats might make me want to sneeze a little bit. I make that face. But the next level is that woo. Because I can't even make the face. My body is so into what's going on. Now I have to emit sound. Not only sound, but I have to sound like a old school tea kettle or something. Just an ugly sound. I have to sound like Gonzo falling down the steps on the Muppet Babies. Woo! I got to give all that. That's when you know your beat slap, man.
If the studio session don't sound like Monday Night Raw and Ric Flair versus the Ultimate Warrior, okay. He's hidden.
Facts though. So yeah, listen. In 2021, we were going for the ugly beat face. 2022, we going for the woo.
Hey man. No, it's so crazy. I had played a melody by accident and I wooed myself, and that's what it made me realize. Like, you ever do something, you like, whoa, like, oh, you start looking around like, y'all saw that? You hear that?
Yes. Yeah. I had a woo moment a few days ago. Woo. Yeah. Woo. Starts that. Yeah, because you can't help it. You gotta emit sound, and then around the same level too is the dancing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now your feet are like, yo, I want some of that too. And now your feet and your hips and all that are involved. And now you just wooing and breakdancing like crazy legs all over your studio. And that's how you know you got a vibe going on.
Bro, yeah. I have a whole like room studio right in my house. My favorite place to make beats is in my kitchen on the island on my laptop speakers. I don't know why I prefer doing that rather than being in a whole studio setup with speakers and stuff. If I could sit in a little chair, and then it's like the more janky and ratchet it is, the better. Like if I had those old computer speakers, the gray ones that everybody had, I guarantee you my beats would come out super gangster, bro. It's like the more uncomfortable, the better.
That's funny. But I do think it's something to that, like having that detached slash janky spot, it takes you, at least for me, it takes me back to a day of all you really got is your creativity. You don't have crazy equipment. There wasn't like crazy plugins or anything like that. I got the same room. So, on the upper side of my studio, it's that side, and then it's that room. And then inside of that room, it's another room.
Right.
The storagey type joint, the furnace and all the shelves and stuff are. I got a whole like workspace bench back there with chains hanging on the wall. It's concrete. I go back there and make grimy beats. It's just one like swinging. It's the epitome of like the grimy dungeon joint.
Like, man,
that's why I go for the boom baps.
Sometimes you got to go there.
Yes, sir. You got to take it there, like literally. Because sometimes being in the basement, which is the hip hop term, in the basement with it, sometimes you got to get in the basement of the basement.
Oh yeah.
In the back, in the nutsack of the studio.
I was born in the darkness. I can't do the main voice. Oh man.
That's hilarious.
Harry Love says, what about the face when the beat is whack, but you don't want to hurt their feelings? Ooh.
Oh, you mean the look around?
You mean the Homer Simpson going to the bushes? Like, just start sliding back?
Yeah.
That's when you got to check your Instagram. It's like, oh, man.
You ever try to like get the person to stop playing a bad beat after it's been playing for a long time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What else you got, bro? You got a different vibe?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
That was interesting.
Mm-hmm. I see what you did.
That was different.
I see what you did.
And in certain words, like how when some people call a baby precious, it's like their way of like not saying. In certain words,
your baby ain't cute.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, certain words with beats where it's like I don't know if I like that.
Yo, I'm gonna start using slide baby insults for beats. when people play a beat that's whack, I'll be like, oh, bless your heart. So that precious. Bless your heart.
Yeah. That snare is so precious, man. Yeah, it's gonna be all right when it grow up.
Oh, that beat gonna grow into that kick.
Oh yeah, one day.
Yeah.
He said it's gonna grow to the kick. That's hilarious.
It's a lot of personality on that beat.
Right. Why do people be having their kick so loud, bro? Kicks is like the mustard of
feeling.
Yeah. It's like the mustard. Yeah, sometimes you don't need all the mustard. You just need enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A dabble.
It's like trying to. It's a feeling. It's a sound, but no other sound that I can think when it comes to making beats has feeling. Like no one's ever like, oh, I can feel that snare or whatever. And so trying to turn it up to where it's loud enough that you feel it through your ears. You don't physically feel it, but you try to get that feeling. I think subconsciously, that's what makes people turn their kicks up too loud.
Right.
Like, I can't feel it. Like, fam, put on a sub pack.
Right. It's like when I would be DJing and all these rappers would be like, play my song, dog, I would hate because people would be like, turn it up. And it's like, bro, the kick is dumb loud and everything else is dumb low. This is all I can. Is giving it all I got, Captain. She can't take no more.
The Captain killed her. All she's got. Turn it. Turn everything. Turn the kick down. Don't turn anything up. Turn the kick down. Or just start making grimy lo-fi beats and get you one of the SP series, and then that way you can just throw like some vinyl sim compression on it, and everything just gets the pumping feeling and a loud kick. Then is actually an ingredient. It's all going to even out.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, eventually. One trick is not even a trick. I'm not even going to use the word trick like I'm about to unveil something crazy. But for those that forgot, if you really want your kick to sound a little bit louder without turning it up, a little side chain compression. Oh, yeah. Just have everything else just move on out the way for that joint when it hit. That's it. Yeah. Also, I realize a lot of people too are using not MPCs. I'm trying to think of a piece of equipment that people are using that doesn't have side chain compression. Okay. SP404, even though I think the Mark II is eventually going to get sidechain compression, but let's just take any of the SP series. They don't have sidechain compression to my knowledge. One trick is a trick I used to use on the old MPC 2000 is on your samples, just put the attack joint on your samples so they kind of fade in a little bit, and it gives a pseudo sidechain effect. Now, of course, it doesn't happen every time your kick hits. It just happens whenever a sample is triggered, but it's a cool effect. It is pseudo sidechain if you don't have sidechain, and it works.
Thanks. OG Bobby John says, "No, man. If my beats suck, tell me. How am I supposed to get better if I don't know?" That is true, but you can't tell everybody though. That's the tricky part. It depends on the relationship. Because if you're just in a studio session and this ain't your homie.
Facts.
Yeah, you can't.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah. That type of thinking is reserved for people that you know. You can't tell a random 6'5", 270-pound muscular stranger. Yo, your music, what is it? Your radio show, son.
His last 3 verses was all about toting hammers. And then he goes, tell him about
it. You know what? Honesty is the best policy. Those UnQuantized guys are right. Let me tell. let me tell Leroy those views are horrible.
Yeah, so it depends. But if it's the homie, oh yeah, all the time. I'm like, oh, that's this ain't the one, or I'm not feeling. But sometimes, dog, you could be wrong. Yeah, even with that, like, bro, you never know with music. You never know, bro. To be honest, it was something that was like name songs that had mistakes in it, and the one that I could think of, bro, Post Malone, Congratulations. I swear, it's a wrong 808 in there on the 3rd chord. The 808 is wrong, and I'm like, this is a #1 hit, bro. So it's like, it doesn't matter that I think it's wrong. It doesn't matter, bro. Nobody cares.
Right, somebody.
It's right. You know what I mean?
Ironically, one of my favorite chord progressions of that year of songs.
Mm-hmm. Bro, when you go back and listen to it, it's an 808, and I'm like, bro, that 808, it like rubs. You know that sound. I'm just like, I just want to.
Every time I play, you make that noise.
And get the little Arthur fist. You know what I mean? Hand his ball up.
2 minutes and 30 seconds of Trezor just going every 4 bars.
That's how you know you're a producer. It's like certain stuff be making you mad. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. I'm like, fam, you know good and daggone well them drums is too loud in that song. I'll be in restaurants mad. And my wife will look at me like, what's wrong? I'm like, she's like, oh, but she's curious. What is it? What's going on with the song? I'll describe it. Then she's like, she thinks it's amazing because she's like, now I can hear it. Now that you said what it is, now I can hear it. And that's so amazing to me. But yeah, I'm with you. Like, bro, I can't even enjoy my house salad because of what y'all done did to this daggone mix.
How dare y'all?
We got a question.
Okay.
It says, good day. I wonder who wrote this question. The question says, good day. If artists stop using Autotune, in your opinion, what positive effect would it have on beats and beat makers, producers, songwriters, or anybody that makes music?
Oh, I could tell you a negative one.
Okay. To answer the question off the rip, I don't think there would be any positive effects if artists stop using Autotune. And I say that because there, in my mind, was never a time, and still not a time now, where you're making a beat and you're thinking about if an artist is going to use Autotune on this beat or not. I just don't think that comes into the mind of a producer. A lot of times we don't know what's going to happen, what the artist is going to do with the beat. And it's going to come back and might have Autotune on it, it might not. But I have personally never even thought, I wonder if an artist is going to use Autotune on this beat or not. So saying all that to say, I don't know if there would be any positive effects for producers or beat makers if artists stop using Autotune. Now, negative effects, I believe there's a ton. Young Trezor, take it away.
Because most people write melody-wise, right? You take away the Autotune, most people aren't the best singers, right? The Autotune kind of gives you a confidence to get these, like, certain things off. So I feel like the writing would go down. It's going to go back to just being the key people that can write and demo records, you know what I mean? Or you got to have somebody demo records, and they don't have to track your own demos, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you working with a songwriter at the crib, you got to track it. Bro, you know how difficult it is tracking without Autotune? You know how many times you gonna hear one more time, one more time, one more time. Let me get that
Oh,
one more time, one more time, one more time. Yeah,
look,
one more time,
I
bro.
was
No,
born in one more time days.
dog. Auto tune it up, bro. Give me the technology. Anything that's gonna be easy, give it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't particularly hate auto tune. You know, some people feel strongly about auto tune. I'm like, give or take. I could go either way with it. However, I will say auto tune, you know what auto tune eliminated a lot of when people started using it, ironically, singing.
Oh yeah.
More increased ability to sing better,
Mhm.
decreased actual singing.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a mind blow
Oh
to
yeah.
me.
I
But
just
yeah, a lot less singing.
and it's like, is it really any songs that don't have auto tune or melodyne on it? I don't think I've ever heard a song in the past couple of years that don't got some kind of
No, even if it's
yeah,
undetectable, I believe it's in there
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
Like
People just
it's
touch it
just
up.
used very light. Yeah,
Yeah,
used very light.
man, that's in everything now.
But it makes me listen as I listen to songs from back in the day, with way before autotune was invented, and people were singing their lungs
Oh
out.
yeah.
And now I'm not going to say everyone, but more people, the barrier to entry to do that is so low now because of
Mhm.
autotune. Like people can get in that realm and no one does that anymore.
It's
I
crazy.
think it's crazy.
Even with like songwriting, I remember seeing how many harmonies people would do 6 stacks harmonies. Like each
Yep.
harmony, they would do like 6 takes. Then it went down to 4. Then you start seeing
That's
people do
crazy.
the one in the center and then the left right one.
Oh,
And,
that was my go-to right there.
yeah, and then it's like even now it's like even more minimalistic. It's like it's just like the bare minimum to get by, like couple harmonies, ad libs, main thing, and that's it. Like we out. It's like
Yeah, bro.
it's only gonna get crazier.
Back when I was recording sessions and vocals, oh, I was young Tetris with the stacking, bro.
Oh man, I
Oh,
don't
give me
miss
another
that.
one. Give me another one. Man, you got one in the center. You got
Mm-mm.
two at at 2 o'clock. You got two at bro. I was young stack bundles.
I feel like those like make you good though. Like going through like having to track record, like even if you're a producer, having to record vocals and cut demos and stuff. Man, it's something about learning like vocal production like that to me that helps so much. I feel like that's when I got good at making beats. I feel like I was always like, okay, you know what I mean? But then when I
Yes.
started working with writers and understanding that part is when it's like, oh, I understand now. And yeah, that part is when it just I'm not my brain doesn't work well for that. Like you have to be a
Mm,
very like organized, I feel like logistical thinker, you know what I mean? To be, and I'm so like scatterbrained sometimes that it's not,
yeah.
that wasn't for me.
No, I'm there. I'm in that logical mind frame that you
Mm-hmm.
talked about. So I loved it. I didn't like the actually physically doing it. It was
Mm-hmm.
very time consuming. But when you in there with the right artist and you doing all that stacking and the panning is proper and
Mm-hmm.
you get those thick, like dope harmonies, like those like
Mm-hmm.
uh Nicole Ray, Missy,
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah
Oh
harmonies.
yeah.
Oh, those used to be my favorite types of sessions, just for the harmonies alone.
Oh yeah. And see, I got spoiled because the first people I worked with recording was like great. It was
Yes.
India, well, Full Circle, India
Ooh,
Sean,
ooh,
and
shout out to
then
India.
Verse Simmons. The first day
Oh,
I recorded, those are the first two
done,
people I ever recorded in Pro Tools.
done.
And so they're all like super talented. So it was super easy. And then it's like when I started doing other sessions, that's when I realized like, oh, not everybody's
Yeah,
good. Not everybody's good like this.
yeah. I started out bad. I started out recording vocals for daggone Larry Lunchmeat from Terrible Street. It was just
Mm,
bad, bro. Just bad. But every now and again, great artists would come in. And those are artists I used to be like, okay, you come back tomorrow? Like, no
mm.
pay. Like I got some
This is
beats.
vibe
Like,
out.
come on back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the vibe.
exactly. Like I had the little C studio, I make a beat. Then I'm like, let's go to the A room. Go straight to the A room. Now you did have to show up at the studio like 11:30 p.m. after all the other sessions or whatever was
Mm.
done. But bruh, I used to have artists come back. I'm like, yo, we gonna rock out till 6, 7 in the morning for a few days because you that dope.
Hey man, I think I got a little spot too. If you wanna we can do some little studio. Somebody my homie hit me. It's like, yeah, I got a new spot. You welcome to it anytime. Yeah.
Bro, you already know. You already know I'm in these
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah. Oh
so,
yeah.
just holler at me. I'm there.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
Yes, indeed. I'm there with Dior on. Tell me.
No cap. Oh dang, it's almost time.
Oh man. Okay. All right, bet. Well, we had a couple other questions. I'll save those for next week though. This is a good one.
Okay.
Do we have time for one more question?
Yeah, let's get it.
How many mixes do your beats go through?
Is that a real is that an answerable question? No. I mean, is a beat ever really done?
Listen, let's start with 8. Just say 8. And then what you do, take that 8 and turn it on its side. Infinity. That's how many mixes my beats go through. Infinity mixes.
Bro.
Yes, indeed.
I did a whole batch of beats. I was like, the mix sounds good. I played them on something else. I was like, I hate this mix. So I got to start back over and do them again because it's just like, oh man. And it, you know what's worse, bro? You ever make a beat in a key and then the 808 don't hit right, so you got to transpose everything up, bro? Yes, it's indeed. So tedious, bro. I hate it. They need to make something that just instantly does it.
You know what I'm about to say.
I know, but after all, I can't do it.
Yeah, Ableton got that.
I know.
But anyway, yeah, I got to the point where to free my soul from stress, I don't mix. Like I mix how I mix, not like it's good. The mix is gonna be cool, but eventually, if this goes according to plan, someone's gonna mix this beat. Mm-hmm. And currently, the people I send beats to, I know them, so no one's like, "Yo, what's up with this mix?" Like, you know, it's all about the idea and the vibe. And I'm happy my mental is freed up from trying to physically make a good mix. I collab with my friends. It don't matter. I have an engineer, push come to shove. Shout out to Realistic. Yes, sir. And if a song gets placed, guess what? Someone's going to mix that joint. You're going to send them stems that aren't mixed. So the reason for getting good mixes at home, and I'm not saying people shouldn't do it. We should all strive for it. But just keep in mind, don't spend 6 million weeks mixing this joint when it's going to get mixed anyway. Now, I understand if you're sending out beats to just random people, you want them to sound as good as possible. And in that case, spend X amount of time mixing. Don't spend 6 weeks because you'll never send the beat, or just send it out to get mixed. If you really believe in it that much and you really want it to hit, chances are you're not an engineer. So send it to an engineer, or only take 2 days, 3 days, whatever you decide beforehand to mix this joint. Because there's some people that meant to send that beat in 2015, but they're still mixing it. And now it sounds like a 2015 beat that you never sent out, and there's no point in mixing it.
That's right. Right. With beats, I have the same philosophy as outfits. If someone takes a picture, am I gonna be cool with it? If someone puts a video up, am I gonna be happy with it? Right. So that's what my mixes is. If someone makes like a little snippet of this joint, it got out with like no mix, am I happy with it? Can I deal with it? As long as it reaches that, I'm cool. Anything below that, I'm like, eh.
Jay Dilla and Madlib taught me one thing, if nothing else. If the idea is so on its own, such a crazy idea, the mix does not matter. They got to the point where they pioneered what I would call purposeful bad mixing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they went
just because the ideas were just so crazy and sturdy. But the beats with outfits correlation that you just made, very good correlation. And I'm going to give you 2 words that's going to make you laugh. Ghost beats. Are you prepared for the last beat you made to be your ghost beat?
That is facts. That is very true. Don't
know what a ghost beat is, it comes from the idea of ghost fit. You want to tell people what ghost fits are?
That you got to dress good every day, because if you dress bad and you die, that's your ghost fit. You're gonna be stuck in that outfit for the rest of your life.
You're gonna haunt people and those terrible joggers.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give me a little Balenci, little Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be something that I'm cool with. You know what I mean?
For some reason, me and Trez have taken this philosophy to heart over the last couple months, and ghost fits all around. But ghost beats thing. That last beat you made, if God forbid, if you were to leave here tomorrow, that would be the beat. That's gonna be the beat that they play to to show people what type of music you make. Are you prepared for that beat to be your ghost beat?
Hey, as long as you're comfortable with that, you good. You know what I mean?
Go.
That's the philosophy.
So listen, man. Like Kenny Rogers said, you gotta know when to hold them, which we've done. You gotta know when to fold them, which we're about to do now. About to close this show up. So listen, man. Thank all y'all for coming through. It's been another Friday. Awesome kicking it with y'all. This has been UnQuantized Podcast, a producer for producers by producers. And we basically out here to help you get the placements and the beats and the sales and everything that you deserve. We just want you to be your best. So tune in next week. We'll have more stories, more tips, more community, more everything. You know what I'm saying? So